been a long time coming, baby. We got Eminem, The Apple, never officially released. I think you guys said this was supposed to be on King Mathers, but it never happened. If you're new to my channel, do me a favor. Go to Eminem's channel, throw him a like, go subscribe. This is not Eminem's channel, but please go to Eminem's original channel, throw him a like, go subscribe. I would love to have you too. If you want more Eminem on this channel, it's very easy. Just be sure to subscribe. Helps out my algorithm and lets me know. But people have been asking for me to check this song out for a long time. I apologize for the delay. I've been trying to catch back up with a lot of other donations and requests. But I want to jump back into Eminem's catalog. We've got tons of content to cover. And, I mean, we're dealing with the best songwriter of our time, in my eyes. The best pen I've ever seen before. So we got The Apple. I don't know when this released. Let me hear a little bit of it and let me see what I can pick up. This is a real first-time listen, guys. If I've heard this before, I will let you know right off the bat. Did I hit record? No script off the rip. I must make mistakes all the time. I can't even talk right now. Let's go. Oh, what's this?
I'm a little nutty and I know it, but if you go back and take a look at my history, you will see that I am not the only one who's off his rocker. There were many before me. I was always labeled the black sheep of the family with a bad seed I grow to be. But if you take a look at us now, you see the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
I didn't even see it. So he was playing with this whole scheme the entire time about the apple seed. You know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. You're not too, you're just like your family, basically. But even off your rocker. So this goes back to, he's making call outs to his family. But the voice and the dub overs remind me of a time like around, I want to say, Encore era.
Little nutty and I know it, but if you go back and take a look at my history, you will see that I am not the only one who's off his rocker. There were many before me.
But that's a double too. There were many before me. I'm not the only one who came into this rap game spitting crazily. I'm not the only one who came out here talking shit. But everyone puts me under this magnifying glass. You know, but at the same time, he's saying people came before me and my family that were crazy.
I was always labeled the black sheep of the family.
Another play on words right there. I was always labeled the black sheep of the family. So in his family, he was labeled the black sheep of the family. But he also was the only one to get signed to a label in his family. You see what I'm saying? So it's just little small little things that you could create doubles with here.
A bad seed I grow to be.
A bad seed I grow to be, so a seed, apple, tree.
But if you take a look at us now, you see the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Alright, look.
Ooh.
I'll tell you the story from my side. Maybe you'll understand. Check it out. You done witnessed unexplainable shit. Too insane to explain. People run from what they just don't get. Maybe say they should've just hit him with a little bit. Did I spit too soon? Should I spoon-fed him it?
I hate to say this, but I can hear Eminem's on drugs right here. You can hear it in his voice. He's slurring a bit.
This unexplainable shit. Too insane to explain. People run from what they just don't get. Maybe say
I like that line, though. People just run from what they just don't get. People are afraid of the unknown, man.
they should've just hit him with a little bit. Did I spit too soon? Should I spoon-fed him it? But I was just so eager to prove I was even worth being in the same league or the room of the people of whom I was in. Every now and then I look up like I was seeking approval. Was it because of the pigment on my skin, or was it a figment of my imagination? Maybe it bothered me more than it did them. Maybe it wasn't a big deal back then, but to me it was. See, what it was I developed a complex from being judged. Who spit his verse? Now I'm next to see who barks. I'm in the booth staring back to see who's marks.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to stop, but I never thought about that from his perspective. Was he was constantly under scrutiny. He was constantly being judged by his skin color. So he always felt he had to impress his peers, you know, just off the sure fact that he was white. So he had to be better. He had to be nasty. He had to be the best. Bring this back one more time. Because he made a little reference in double with the name Muggs as well. Hold on. I'm thinking of Bugs. Sorry, I apologize.
I was in every now and then. I look up like I was seeking approval. Was it because of the?
Okay, so when you get done spitting a verse, you tend to like look up when you're done to like see the reactions of others. So he's saying right there, like I would spit some shit, and I look up just to see how people will respond to it and how they felt. So he was seeking approval without even realizing he was seeking approval.
Was in every now and then I look up like I was seeking approval. Was it because of the pigment on my skin, or was it a figment of my imagination?
Pigment of my skin, a figment imagination. Those syllables, how he bends those is insane.
Maybe it bothered me more than it did them. Maybe it wasn't a big deal back then, but to me it was. See, what it was I developed a complex from being judged. Who spit his verse? Now I'm next to see who barks. I'm in the booth staring back to see who smokes. I get a reaction from usually the first song was for proof, and the rest of the group backed them up. And no one lied to each other, cause none of us had deals. It was real. We just wanted tickets for that meal. Sometimes I feel like
I like that right there. It's very important not to have yes men around you in your crew when you're coming up. You need to call people out. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in the studio working with clients, and their boys would be like, "Yo, like that's good, like that was hot," and I'd be like, "No, it wasn't. Get the fuck back in there and change that up." They're like, "Oh no, it was good." And I'm like, "No, trust me, change that up." And 90% of the time, it was for the better. You know, I'm not just saying that to make myself. I've done it for so long. I can hear when someone doesn't deliver a bar correctly or just comes across wrong. But you get a lot of people who are just yes men, who are, you know, who want you to come out of the booth to just start drinking and have fun and party again. And they're not really too focused on the music, so you could have major distractions. That's why, like, when I have people come to my studio, I try to say, bring the least amount of people you can and be ready to record. This isn't a freestyle session. You're laying vocals right now. You're not sitting here to hang out.
the first song was for proof, and the rest of the group backed them up. And no one lied to each other, cause none of us had deals. It was real. We just wanted tickets for that meal. Sometimes I feel like it's just me.
I like that, tickets for that meal, but a meal ticket as well. Who's going to be that meal ticket?
Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, but take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, but take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
And then this goes back to him and his family. We know that his family's been a bit crazy, or been portrayed as crazy, from Eminem alone. Not his entire family. Obviously, we have specific people here, but if you follow Eminem's history, you know who we're talking about. What he's saying, you know, maybe I am a little bit crazy. You know, I that's where I do come from.
But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Ever since my mother was pregnant with a second egg, cause she said that I had a baby sister who fell out of the window. I was too young to remember Kansas City projects. I was like 5, 6, and how come? I remember Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie. If it was the projects in Missouri, cause those were my best friends until Isaac took my tricycle and my Uncle Ty went to try to go get it back, and ended up getting jumped and cut in the gut with a switching 70-some stitches, witches. To this day, when my mother.
Oh, stitches, witches. Man, that was nasty, that transition right there. But he had a sister that was tossed out of a window?
Cause she said that I had a baby sister who fell out of the window.
I had a baby sister who fell out of the window. If that truly happened, then that's got to be some traumatizing shit.
I was too young to remember Kansas City projects. I was like 5, 6, and how come? I remember Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie. If it was the projects in Missouri, cause those were my best friends until Isaac took my tricycle and my Uncle Ty went to try to go get it back, and ended up getting jumped and cut in the gut with a switching 70-some stitches, witches. To this day, when my mother still tries to show me some old fake picture of a fictitious little sister who never existed, and this is why part of my life so twisted. But I could never be as sick as that bitch is, and by the way, that bitch is one of my relatives. Sometimes.
So he didn't have a baby sister. It was a fake. And his mom was showing him pictures of a different relative, saying that that was his little sister.
Hey, when my mother still tries to show me some old fake picture of a fictitious little sister who never existed, and this is why part of my life so twisted. But I.
Yeah. You know, let's just take a second to be grateful that we still even have Eminem. Dude, the way his mind has been mentally fucked up since he was a child, and where he came from, most people don't even make it out of those areas. like we just need to be grateful we have him. I know people get upset, like, oh, I want the drugged out Eminem, I want this Eminem. Like, dude, he grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a privilege to be able to grow up, especially when you come from areas like he came from or where I came from. You know, people give me shit like, oh, you're old. I'm like, yeah, well, I am old, but most of my friends, like, by the time I was 18 years old, I've already went to like 50 to 100 fucking funerals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud. I'm happy to be able to grow old, man. I'm sure Eminem feels the same way.
I could never be as sick as that bitch is, and by the way, that bitch is one of my relatives. Sometimes I feel like it's just me.
How did he rhyme relatives right there with Twisted?
Why part of my life so twisted, but I could never be as sick as that bitch.
Bitch is.
And by the way, that bitch is one of my relatives.
Relatives. Bitches and relatives.
Sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You probably have to peel back layers upon layers of pain to see why everything I say is so insane. What's different about my brain that separates me from other players in this game? On the surface it may seem like a scheme or some sort of scam for me to get some damn sympathy, but that's the last thing I need is for people to walk around feeling sorry for me. And I'm not a G, never claimed to be. I gave my best to Cassius, this whole Pete. Don't need it more than me, but we'll see.
Like, I gave my vest to Cassius. Cassius was somebody he had signed to Shady. He was a good artist. I don't know whatever happened with Cassius, but he was even saying, like, I never claimed to be a G. I never claimed to be these things.
I need is for people to walk around feeling sorry for me.
And Eminem also opened up a lane of being more vulnerable. It was something Tupac was on the verge of doing too, but he always came with the very hard songs as well. But he had like Dear Mama, Changes, shit like that. But Eminem made it to where you could vocalize a lot of your very, very intimate personal details on wax to help people relate. Artists were doing it before Eminem, but I'm saying Eminem brought it to a whole nother level with being completely open, like Cleaning Out My Closet and songs like Kim and all. If you know his catalog, you know what I'm talking about.
And I'm not a G, never claimed to be. I gave my best to Cassius, this whole Pete. Don't need it more than me, but we'll see. Cause we ain't looking for beef, but if it comes our way, what do we turn the other cheek? Come on. Sometimes I feel like it's just me.
I see why this didn't get released too, because I heard some of these rhymes before that ended up in different songs.
Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, but take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, but take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Yeah, and I'm the crazy one, right?
It hurts me to hear the fucking. He's on medication right now. People can hate me for it. You know, I'm a huge Eminem fan, but I can hear it in his voice. You can hear it, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of slurring a bit.
Then let me be the crazy one.
See? That man was sending out tweets before Twitter was around. It's a good beat. Eminem produced this. You want to know one thing I really love about M that is heavily underrated? There's a lot of things, but one of them is he makes a lot of his own beats and does his own production. And he never wants credit for it. He never wants his own writing credits. He doesn't want credits for production. He doesn't want credits for making beats. It's something I've never seen before. Besides, like, from ghostwriters and stuff like that, or, you know, ghost producers, people who simply are contracted out to do work. Eminem works in that way as well. It's very strange, but I admire it because he's not. It's not all about the compensation. To him, it's not about the compensation. It's about making the best music possible. So this song was very informative, but at the same time, like, I found it a little bit sad because I could hear I'm struggling a bit, and I'm not just making this shit up. This is coming from a former addict. who was on Ambien, who was on, Norcos, Vicodins, fucking oxycodones, fucking methadone, everything you could think of. I've taken it. I know what it sounds like to be on a cocktail of medication, and this is something you would sound like. It's just a little bit of slurring. The pitch, your voice pitches, the pitches in your voice will change a bit too, so you can hear it. Like if you listen to this and then go compare it to say something like, we'll just throw out fucking like business. Like, let's get down to business. I don't got no time to wait around. What is this? Listen to the way he pronounces his words, the enunciation, the way he says things, being very poignant, straight to the point. He just sounded a little sluggish here. But still, I mean, Eminem, all drugged up and sluggish, still out raps 99.9% of the rappers out here today. And I can see why this didn't make it. But I guarantee this man probably has thousands of songs like this that are just in a vault somewhere. When did this leak? 5 years ago. Yeah. So you got to think about it like this too, dude. I remember during the Eminem show, he was flirting around with already ending his career, being done, which he could have done. He would have ended with 2 Diamond albums, which would have turned into 3 eventually, with the Slim Shady LP, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, and then the Eminem show. But he continued to go on, and I'm glad he did, because then we got Encore, we got Relapse, and we got Recovery, which Recovery was a huge album for Eminem. Huge comeback, and doing that sober, fuck, dude, fuck. Learning how to rewrite and to get back into performing again without your best friend and without the drugs that you were reliant on. I don't know. Yeah, this is a once in a lifetime type of talent we're gonna get to witness, man. So give this man his flowers while you can. And I'm not trying to, dick ride dude or anything. I'm just saying I appreciate it, and I know what he's done for the game, and he's changed the game forever. You wouldn't have a lot of these rappers today if it wasn't for Eminem. He paved the way for a lot of rappers today, a lot of rappers. So when they throw shade at him now because he's older, and he just takes it in stride too, because one, he doesn't want to make you more famous. It's just like, man, that's fucked up. Like, you want to talk about how bad Eminem was? Well, if Eminem wasn't here, you wouldn't be here either. You know what I'm saying? Like, there would be no lane for you to maneuver on. Like, the motherfucker fucking paved that shit. Uh, but yeah, that was Eminem Apple. What'd you guys think? Comment down below. Like, I think it was a good song. It's just you could tell that it was a bit. It's what someone would call a rough draft. And what I mean by a rough draft is it's something that you put together and you're not really too focused in on the rhymes. You're more or less trying to tell the story, and the rhymes will come together later on. But you want to get the melodies down. You want to be able to get the patterns together, but you don't have every rhyme fully developed yet. And that's what this sounded like. You guys also wanted me to go check out, there's another version to Lose Yourself. I'm going to go check that out right after this, so follow me there. Be sure to hit subscribe. I love you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Why am I talking louder and louder? Crescendo. I love you guys. Be safe. Thanks for watching with me. It means a lot. Let me know what you guys thought down below. And if there's anything else you want to see, you know what to do. Like I said, subscribe, comment down below. Anybody here dealing with anxiety, depression, panic attacks, PTSD, addiction, a bad breakup, whatever the case may be, you're more than welcome to reach out to me 24/7, man. That's a perk to this channel. I don't charge anybody anything. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to subscribe. Make a fucking burner account. I don't care. If you just need someone to talk to, you're in a dark place, someone who's not going to judge you and just hear you out unless you ask me for like my perspective. Like, you're not going to tell me something that I'm like, oh yeah, well with me, like I don't do that shit. I'll let you vent. And if you want me to give you my perspective back, I've got you. Anytime, 24/7, man. 24/7. If you're uncomfortable with that, you're more than welcome to join my Discord. We have mental health forums. I want to get a rap cipher going on in there, where we constantly have beats playing. I want to get like a stand-up routines going on in there, beatboxing as well. I want to develop an amazing Discord where people could actually go in there to network and meet people and just feel safe and hone their craft, work on their craft while they're at home. A lot of people go around practicing their craft and getting better on the road and shit. I would like to be able to create something where you can hop into a server with, say, a few thousand people in there and just get some feedback right then and there. That's where you truly learn. Like, people always ask me, like, Cliff, where do I start? I make music and then what? I'm like, release it to the public, see what they say. Well, I'm too afraid of what they're going to say. Well, you shouldn't be, because even if it's bad, it's going to help you and it's going to guide you, and they're going to tell you exactly what they want to hear. And then you're going to know what kind of target audience you want to write to. It's all about writing to the correct audience. Anyways, I can go on forever. I'd love to see you over on Patreon too. I do pay for donations. The donation period is now open. I closed it down for a little bit because I was trying to catch up. You're more than welcome to do any paid for donations. I will get to them for you as soon as I possibly can over on Patreon. Stay safe, and if you just need me, just reach out. I'm always here for you guys. I love you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the 200K as well. We just hit 200K yesterday, and yeah, man, you guys are killing it. I never thought I'd be here, so thank you so much for the love over the last 2 years. It means a lot. But stay safe. I love you guys.